Today, we're going to talk about changing fractions to decimals. So come on. Are you coming? Come on.
All right, hey, today we are going to talk about converting fractions to decimals. And I thought, what better way to talk about converting fractions to decimals than talking about some food? Guys, when I think about cooking, I think about fractions. I think about measuring cups, all that good stuff. So I have some ingredients here to make some oatmeal cookies, some pretty healthy oatmeal cookies. So we have 1/4 cup of cinnamon, 3/4 cups of oatmeal, 1/3 of a cup of almond butter, and some melted coconut oil, about 1/6 of a cup. Oh man, so first we are talking about the terminating decimal. This is the decimal that has digits that come to an end. Okay? So we're going to learn how to do that first by looking at the cinnamon. Now, remember the cinnamon has 1/4 of a cup. Alright, so let's take a look at that. So I'm going to write 1/4 of a cup. And you guys do this with me, please. And I'm weird when it comes to fractions. I like to rename them. I get confused about numerator and denominator. So I call this top guy Ned. Okay, so he's Ned. The bottom one, I like to call him Donkey. Okay, so we have Ned and we have Donkey. The reason I call this Ned and Donkey is it makes it easy to divide. I want you to think about it. I want you to think about when at the end of the night, Ned is the human, right? At the end of the night, Ned, he sleeps inside the house and Donkey sleeps outside the house. So here, I'll show you what I mean. All right, I'm going to build the house, right? Remember, Ned goes inside the house. And then we're going to throw Donkey outside the house. It makes sense. Ned's the human, Donkey's the donkey, and it just allows kids to multiply correctly. Over the years, I've seen the wrong digits go inside the quote-unquote house, and it kind of screws up everybody's problem. So here we go. I'm going to put 1 inside the house because that is Ned. Now I'm going to throw 4 outside because that's Donkey, right? And now I can start dividing. So how many times can 4 fit into 1? It can't. So it fits in there 0 times. All right. So what do I do now? I'm going to throw a decimal next to that 0, and I'm going to put a 0 next to the 1. So now I'm going to figure out how many times 4 can fit into 10. Well, that's easy. 4 fits into 10, 4, 8. It fits in there 2 times. So I'm going to put a 2 above the 0 in the place value, in the right place value. Now I'm going to put an 8 down below, so I can subtract that. It's just like a regular division problem. So 10 minus 8 is 2. So I'm going to put the 2 right there. And I still have leftovers. I can't have that. So I'm going to throw another 0 up there. And I'm going to drop that guy down right there. So now it becomes a 20. And I start over. I look at the 4. How many times does it fit in the 20? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So it's 5 times. I'm going to put the 5 up top in the right place value. Now I'm going to put the 20 down below. So 20 minus 20 is 0. So there you have it. My final answer is 0.25. Well, the correct way you say that is 25 hundredths. Now, that is called a terminating decimal because it stops. It comes to an end. So there you go, guys. I hope you understand. All right, this next one, we're going to take a look at the oatmeal. It's 3/4 of a cup, so 3/4 cup. I want you to try this out on your own. All right? So I am not going to talk. I'm just going to work it out with you. Good luck. All right. Hey, so I hope you understand that. Now we're going to look at repeating decimals. This is a decimal that never ends, okay? It goes on.
Forever. 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 Forever.
You guys get it. All right. So we're going to look at 1/3. Let's dive in. Okay, so we're going to look at 1/3. Very similar to 1/4 and the 3/4 explanation you just did. But 1/3, we're still going to look at it the same. The number one, the top guy, we're going to call that one Ned. All right. And then the bottom one is still Donkey. All right. It's just going to be a tad bit different. All right, so now inside the house, remember Ned goes inside the house. So I'm going to put the 1 inside, and Donkey, which is the 3, is going to go outside. So, can 3 fit into 1? No, it cannot. So 3 goes into 1 0 times. We're going to throw that 0 directly above the 1 and put the decimal there because we still have leftovers below. And put the 0 next to the 1. Now it's 3 into 10. So we do 3, 6, 9. It goes in there 3 times. We're going to throw that 3 up top. And we're going to throw the 9 right below the 10. So, regular subtraction problem. 10 minus 9 is now 1. But again, we still have leftovers. We still have that 1 dangling down below. So, what do? We are going to put a 0 in the box next to the 10. And there it is right there. We're going to drop that guy down. And look at that. Now we have a 10. Okay? So, how many times 3 go into 10? 3 times again. So we're going to put that 3 up top. And now we're going to drop that 9. So now we have 10 minus 9 is 1. All right, so what now? I'm going to throw a 0 up top again. I'm going to drop it down nice and neat with my arrow. I love using arrows. It keeps me organized. And now it becomes a 10. But what is going on here? I got it. Like, it just keeps... I don't know. I'm looking at it. There's a 10. There's a 10. And look at that. There's a 10. Then I got a 9. A 9. What do you think's going to go right there? I bet you have a good idea. Now when I look up top, it is pretty easy to see. I look up top and look what keeps repeating.
Forever. 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 Forever.
Yeah, that thing keeps going on forever. So it's 0.33333, but we don't need to do that on repeating decimals. What we need to do is locate what keeps repeating, and in this case it's the 3. All right? So we're going to drop our 0.3, and then what we do to signify that is we put a bar above it. It's that bar notation that tells the world that the 3 keeps repeating. All right, just like the previous time, I want you to try one out on your own. Let's look at that melted coconut oil. It's 1/6 of a cup. I'm not going to talk. I'm going to work it out with you. Get after it. Hey, all right, that's how you convert fractions to decimals. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment below and I'll get back to you. Thanks.